Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome back to the MCN Friday style. Whatever hand chopping karate motion is, Friday style. Let's get right into some news coverage and information. Some really interesting stuff today. Starting off with something that's a bit funny. It's always great to see these. Of course, incredibly jealous that this particular player picked up a Wolverine Weapon X. But even more so if you were able to tag team, and I'm not talking striker here, with another champion. This is just a funny thing that happened where, look at that, it's two champions in one. It's like it's molded the quest team, like, creation type screen with the champion screen in, you know, the champions tab. So always funny when seeing this. Shout out to Azure Dragon. Next up and onto the road to the Crypt. I don't know anymore. It's a Friday, come on. Right, 7.9 million deaths. So that is good news. It's good news to, like, it is good news because obviously we need more of those Titan crystal shards. But one thing that was really interesting was I got a message from DNA 3000, the 3000s of the DNAs, who sent a trajectory based algorithmic thing about how we are going in a certain direction, what we would actually achieve, which I thought was incredibly interesting. I also like this image right here of kind of like, look, oh, the champions falling to their deaths, or some champions falling to their deaths, and obviously it's charted where we're going, but also what we could achieve, which is interesting. So DNA 3000 claims that at this particular, well, you know, and based on the data, it is logical that we would hit a 11 mil by the end. And this again is based on like current performance trajectory and stuff like that. The thing to note about it, every time we slowed down, so it's kind of like when we've hit certain like peaks and drops and stuff. So look, at this moment in time we're close to 8 mil, which, you know, if we're averaging what, and maybe iffy 600k every 3 days, divided by 3, 200k per day. And how many more days have we got to the 15th? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 days times 16, 3.2 mil. Again, that kind of comes in close to what DNA 3000 is saying. So look, yes, push. I'm planning to go back in again. If I can, I want to squeeze in 2 more runs before the end of Necropolis to help out the community, to give you many deaths and help out everybody, because I am a nice person like that. I've got to save my units though as much as possible. Save those units! Also, I have been thought to myself, like, what does DNA 3000 look like? I kind of feel like this could be him right here. I mean, the secret, you know, person in me is more like, I wish that this is the version of DNA 3000, but I think it's more this than it would be this, but I don't know. Next up, and let's talk about Battlegrounds metas. Been an interesting, I'd say 24 to 48 hours with the new meta going live, and people kind of obviously getting their, you know, handle around it. And there's been some very interesting scores. Of course, here's the thing, right? If you've got a immunity-based champion as your defender, and you, the attacker, go against said defender with an attacker that is going to play into the immunity, here's the thing. You might not do a lot of damage, okay? You might not do a lot of damage. And that is obviously something seen right here with somebody using Black Cat against Photon, and you're like, okay, that could work, until you realise, and there's the thing about knowing your immunities, Photon is bleed immune. And the same thing when it comes to like other types of interactions. It's so specific that you will need champions that are able to do damaging debuffs. The damaging debuffs, I would really recommend using champions that have stuff that there's not many immunities to. For example, Rupture. Rupture does a little bit of damage here and there with the debuff. I'd also say degen as well, those two things, because here's the thing, if you are going to field a champion that is going to be damaging debuff immune, then look, you've got to have something that does something that it's not immune to, and obviously people are finding that out the hard way with it. But of course, you know, it's down to, like, you know, here somebody saying, okay, well, defender, health and reigning. Well, that is an odd one there, because it's like, okay, well, you switch into, I guess this again is down to options. If this player at this time did not have an option that was, you know, if they bleed immune, it's like, okay, well, I'll take Blackwood Clairvoyant and switch it into either poison. Yeah, probably into poison mode, to be honest, because it's the easiest one to rotate into. Look, people are getting their handle around it as much as possible, and of course it can be quite annoying. And of course, if you've got a tumor, that can be annoying. If you're, again, looking to, it's just annoying, and I get it. But let's look at a complaining thread on this. I've seen a lot of people kind of like just getting a bit bored with kind of like metas for Battlegrounds nowadays, and I don't know whether or not Kabam would do a metaless, like no meta type Battlegrounds in the future. Just, I'm not saying like to kind of shake it up a bit, but kind of, I don't know, just give people a break away from it, so it's not so specific. Yeah, it means that maybe get to Gladiator Circuit, and it could be have some sort of like slight meta to it. But does Victory Track really need it? But I don't know, that's something for another kind of you know, another day. 3 rounds and I'm bored. Seriously, do they even want this mode to be fun? Another missed month for me. Well, yeah, there you go. So many people doing this. Banquet Event, Alliance Wars during holidays, and now Battlegrounds this season. It's getting worse. Although I am sure mods are happy, satisfied as they always are. So yeah, look, it's different. But it's difference of opinion. It's not a case. It's like going, okay, well, everybody agrees with that. It's some people, yeah, some people not. I'm enjoying the meta. It's a lot too. I like restrictive nodes. I hate nuke metas. There you go. I understand Battlegrounds is meant to require the use of certain champions to build decks around metas, but this season frustrates me as someone who's not quite an endgame player. I'm sure very focused on ranking in order to complete story quests. Well, not for a player like me, I am not developed enough to rank purely for Battlegrounds use, so it sucks that most of my roster is irrelevant in the meta and that I don't have the resources to rank purely for Battlegrounds. This season's going to really tough for developing players. Do you know what? That is probably one of the best comments I think I've seen to kind of like articulate an opinion around what you're personally feeling. Creating a team is very important. Creating a Battlegrounds deck is incredibly important as well, as rank ups are important for a lot of players that don't get to access rank ups as quickly as others, and especially if you're non-spending with a game, it becomes tough. It's something that I've definitely found a lot of the time that I've tried, especially this month, to build my team out for this Necropolis build. You know, getting Aegon to rank 5, which minimize revives, making my Doctor Doom ascended so that I could minimize revives, make him stronger and minimize revives. And the same thing will come with, I'm going to have to rank up, well, I say it in a bad way, but I'm going to rank up Shuri to use in a future delve into my rank 2 Shuri into future runs of Necropolis. And again, that's something where that's prioritized those rank ups that way. Funnily enough, Shuri is handy for Battlegrounds, not just Necropolis for this month. So that's something that works in 2 ways. But I get people's points that, you know, my experience of the game where I'm at versus, say, a Spender's at, where someone is 100% in Necropolis, or as well somebody that's in Thronebreaker or lower Paragon. You're going to have a very different experience as to getting the right champions to fit the right metas to be as potent as possible, or have options for this season. So I really see where people are coming from on this. And of course, go to the link in the description to have your say about this particular thread. It's called complaining, but I don't see a lot of people. Well, there's people some complaining, but annoyed that people are complaining. It's like, well, look, a thread is normally, I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, you could Drax and go complaining threads about complaining, but people are coming to say like, oh, it's good. But look, it's important to have an opinion, and it's also good to see a difference of opinion, because then we get thought processes like we've seen. You know, someone even points out from a strategy perspective, best is when opponents still uses suicides. So of course that probably means that that's going to be a pain point for players, and will likely mean a loadout shift in kind of like the mastery setup for players. Robone says Kabam Battlegrounds is can't even can you guys suck bars. See, Kabam, you suck bars. Stop sucking balls, Kabam. You ball suckers. It's better actually being able to play the game instead of dancing around bipolar AI. So someone is pointing out the AI quality, which I must admit in Necropolis at times was bad. I still don't know whether or not Kabam have actually fixed the AI based on, before. But in any case, that has been that from that coverage. What are your thoughts on Battlegrounds Season 14 and the metas? Put it in the comment section and go to the thread and have your say as well. The final bit of coverage today is on this. So remember, Kabam have been doing Twitch giveaways and obviously giving out free crystals. So I saw this from this player saying, has anyone here won a Twitch giveaway? And if so, how long did the rewards take to appear in your game? I won the last giveaway, 7-star Kushala, and have yet to receive the Kushala. I assume it's because Kabam employees were on vacation for the holiday season, but I'm curious to know how fast the turnaround usually is. Edit, just to clarify, I did reply to the Twitch DM just an hour or so after it was sent. Replied with full in-game name, alliance tag, and alliance name as requested. Also, I am not complaining for the delay. I just wanted to make sure I did everything correctly. Of course, it's important to ask these questions because you never really know. And also, like, there is a response from somebody that did win in the past. Hi, I won a 7-star Wiccan from the 2022 giveaway and received mine 2 or 3 days later. Granted, might be later since they are on holiday right now. So yeah, it may be a case this player is getting them. And if you have won anything and you haven't received it, it'd be interesting if the people have received it and obviously haven't, in other circumstances, like are kind of still waiting. But I would say give Kabam, give them to the end of this. Well, I say end of this week. It should have been, if Kabam are off on vacation now. Some seem to be on, something seem to be off. Maybe next week then, once everyone is technically back. Streaky back bacon. I don't know, go get some bacon. Unless you're kosher, and the answer is no. But in any case, thanks very much for watching this edition of the MCN. Have your say in some of the topics we've discussed and showcased for you. This is probably the last MCN of 2023. Scary, isn't it? Still got lots more videos to post between today and Sunday before the end of the year. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Check out some other content located on screen and have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. Bye-bye.